All right, so I'm going to tell you all why risk reversals are absolute garbage. Now, a lot of the time in the online space, all we're seeing these days, especially towards the back end of 2023 and now into 2024, is every single person has, or you don't pay. Or you don't pay is the most cooked offer I've ever seen in my entire life. If I take my Lamborghini down to the mechanic, if I go down to the Lamborghini mechanic, and I say, okay, I have an issue with my transmission, even though Lamborghinis don't really have transmission issues because they're good cars. So if I take my Lamborghini down to the mechanic, and the mechanic says, and I say, oh, Mr. Mechanic, Lambo mechanic, do you have a guarantee? He's going to say, I'm going to guarantee I'm going to fix your car. Yeah, we can fix it, no problem, 100%. We see this all the time, no worries, easy. So then, if I went down to the mechanic, or if I went down to some shithead mechanic up the road, and I said, Mr. Mechanic, can you fix my Lamborghini? And he said, yeah, we can try to fix it, and if it doesn't work, then you don't pay. Bro, this is the inherent issue of all of you guys who are making these offers. These offers are absolute garbage. And the reason why they're garbage is because they don't work. If you are going to do a deal with somebody, and their only reason for moving forward is because you say that if it doesn't work, you don't pay, you are already shooting yourself in the face. Literally, metaphorically shooting yourself in the face. So everybody's, oh, if you don't, or you don't pay, we'll book you 50 calls a month. You don't pay, we're gonna have your hamster get cleaned, or you don't pay if he still shits his pants. I don't fucking know, right? The thing is every single person making these offers, you frame yourself as someone who's not an expert. You frame yourself as someone who's a loser, doesn't know what they're talking about. You frame yourself as below them, right? And the thing is people are going to do business with other people if you actually know that they can achieve what they are going to achieve. If I take my Lambo down to the Lambo dealership, I know that they're going to be able to fix my Lambo. It's not even like, it's not a question of if they're going to be able to fix it. It's how long is it going to take in order to achieve desired result. And so the way that you guys can fix these dog shit offers is instead of saying, or you don't pay, you say, okay, well, we're going to be able to do it, right? We're going to be able to do it. If it doesn't happen, I don't think it will happen, right? You can use these different word paths and talk tracks, right? It's not a question of if it works or not. It's how long is it going to take until it works. And so I see all this stuff with the guarantees, right? Everyone's making a guarantee, or you don't pay, we'll suck your, I don't know, whatever, right? So if someone says to me, David, I'm going to make you $1 million, but you have to pay me $100,000. I'm going to take that deal. But if someone says, David, I'm going to make you $1 million, you have to pay me $100,000. If I don't make you $1 million, you won't pay. I'm not going to work with you. Like, you sound like a bitch. You sound like you're not confident. And that is honestly, this video can go in a bunch of different ways. And I can sit here for an hour and talk about this. The thing is you have to have a level of confidence and a confidence level to which you know that you're going to be able to do exactly what it is that you say that you're going to do, right? I personally, so for my agency, for my company, I had one of my friends that I went to high school with. He runs a roofing company now. He reached out to me. He said, David, do you do digital marketing? I said, yes. He said, have you ever worked with a roofing company? I didn't even say yes or no. I've never worked with a roofing company in my life, but I said, we can do whatever you need. Because I truly believe whatever he's going to need, whether it's going to be lead generation, whether it's going to be ads, whether it's going to be scripting, video content production, whatever it may be, I know that we're going to be able to get it done. And we're going to do it better than everyone else because that's the way I operate. Every single thing that I do, I want to do the best at. And I want to do the best for my customers, for my clients, for my students. I want to do it for everybody, right? Because if you're not going to be able to give it your all, you're wasting your time, right? If you're going to be some shithead, you're going to give out a lackluster service and you're going to say, oh, if it doesn't work, you don't pay. You're just a loser. You're not going to be successful whatsoever. If this is what you're doing, you're not going to be successful. So that being said, there's a couple different ways that we can fix this, right? Number one is you need to actually develop confidence in yourself, right? Confidence in business comes from confidence in yourself. And so when I used to work in sales, I remember I didn't feel confident about being a salesperson, even though I had tens of millions of dollars in sales under my belt, until I literally quit the job. Because it was the atmosphere and it was the environment that always made you feel like you weren't good enough, that always made you feel like you needed to supplicate, whether it was to management, whether it was to the company, to your boss, whatever. And so when I went into business for myself and I saw that, okay, well, if I do this to a level of efficacy, 50, 60, 70% of effort, and I get the results that I got, right? In the first 3 weeks, I went from 0 to 10 grand, right? And I used like 70% effort. I was sitting there in my living room in my old house sending emails. What happened was I was successful because I knew that I could do it. It wasn't about delivering the service. It was being able to sell it confidently. And so a lot of you guys need experience, right? You guys need to learn. And the reason why you don't feel like you're good enough to charge people money is because you are not confident enough in your ability to understand that whatever it is that you're going to do in life, that you're going to be able to get it done. I say this to a lot of the people who ask me this question, and they say, how do I get them results if I don't know how to do it? Well, I tell them, number one, you got to figure it out. Number two is you have to let them know that, okay, I'm just starting out. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this done, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to achieve the desired result that I told you that I was going to achieve. A lot of people aren't transparent enough. And you got to be transparent, especially when you're just starting out, because you have to remove everything that gives you pressure. And so if you feel anxiety or you feel pressure about whatever it is that you're doing in business, whether it's, I don't feel confident enough because I'm just starting out, I'm not sure this guy's going to pay me money, I'm not sure if I can do it, right? What happens is you need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe that whatever it is that you're going to be able to get it done, and that you're going to give it your all, because people respect that, and people respect transparency. And you have to take the power away from the things that are holding you back. And that's really, really, really important. That's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. It's like you could be broke, you could have, what's the analogy I'm looking for? What's the analogy I'm looking for? Like, if I'm like, you could be broke, you could be stupid, you could be dumb, right? You could be all of these different things. And if you highlight it, it's like the Eminem thing, right? It's like when Eminem in 8 Mile, at the end of 8 Mile, when he goes against, what's his name, Papa Doc, right? He goes against Papa Doc, and he's like, okay, he's like, I'm white, I'm a bum, I live in a trailer with my mom, right? He says all this stuff. And what he does is he takes the power away from what the other guy's gonna say. And you can use this the same exact way in your business and in your sales pitches and whatever it is that you're doing, especially when you're just starting out, because this is how you kind of create confidence. Because if you're shameless about, okay, I'm a beginner, I'm trying to learn, but I'm trying to get paid, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to do the job for you, to get it done. People are gonna respect that. People like me respect that. I love guys like that. That means they're hustlers. That means they wanna win. If you're some idiot, our guarantee, and also, don't do this. Don't pitch the guarantee unless they ask for a guarantee. Never do that. If you tell somebody the price, and you sit there and you wait for them to respond, a lot of guys will just be like, yeah, the price is $3,000, but we do have a guarantee. And they kill the sale. Because they just, towards the back end, the guy was gonna buy, and then you seemed like you didn't know what you were talking about. So keep all this stuff in mind. A lot of the time, confidence is the number one separator of the successful and the unsuccessful. Like, I'm sure you see, and I love Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is a beast. And the reason why he's a beast is because he's so confident in the way that he sells and everything that he does, right? I was watching one of the only TV shows that I watched in the past, what was it? I don't know, past like a while, was Undercover Billionaire with Grant Cardone. I watched it on a flight when I was coming back to Dubai from Romania. And he was running around. He was saying that, business is a contact sport, and like the more and he's absolutely right, because the more offers that you make to people, the higher chance that you have to get paid. And he was running around like a chicken with his head cut off for like 60 days, like barely doing anything. And then he came back and within the last month built a $5.5 million company. Now, it was a valuation. He didn't make $5.5 million, but the whole goal of the show was to get people to, billionaires or people with a lot of money to come in and random town, $100 and see if they can build $1 million business. And he actually built a $5.5 million business. He also built a marketing agency during the course of this show. So he went from zero within 28 days to a $5.5 million marketing agency. That's besides the point. That guy just Chad Rams his way through life. That guy knows he's a winner. He was born to be a winner. He took himself out of the gutters from being a drug addict and everything. And he's a winner. and he's a multi-billionaire. People can say what they want about him, right? But that guy's clearly winning. He's doing something right. And so that confidence level, it can't be taught, it has to be earned. And the only way that you can do that is through experience. So if you're stuck and you don't know what it is that you're gonna do, or you're making these offers to people and you're not even getting responses, people are saying no, people don't wanna work with you, you're not getting paid, it means your offer isn't good enough. And I'm gonna drop some other videos about how to actually break down like return on investment and things like that, how to create return on investment for different offers that may not have a direct return on investment. But you guys are making these offers and you have to do your best to be confident, right? You have to do your best to be shameless and just let the other person know that, like, you know, you could just be starting out, right? You wanna get some experience, right? Obviously you wanna get hopefully paid for your work, but you just want a chance to prove yourself. And you're gonna do the best possible job that you can. And that's what a lot of people miss out on. You know, people read like the Alex Hormozi book and it's like, make these guarantees and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, those guarantees work if you're already like doing business. Like they work if you're super confident and you can deliver on everything, right? There should not be a world where you're selling something that you have no clue if you're gonna be able to deliver on it or not. Because the first thing that you do, especially if you listen to any of my stuff, is you should go and find people that are gonna give you a shot, right? Maybe it's for free, maybe it's for a little bit of money. That's how you start, right? And then you just consistently build from there. Like when I started the agency, my first deal was in the first 24 hours and I hit up my friend of mine who had a brand who I did some modeling for, and I said, hey, will you pay me? And that was that. And that was my first client, and then I just evolved from there, right? So that's kind of how it works, and it's like, I have a lot of information on this, but realistically, if you're making offers that you have no clue how to fulfill on, right, that you learned from someone on YouTube or some other idiot, they're probably not gonna work. And the way that they do work is you actually figure out who's gonna give you a chance, you use all those results, you use those case studies, those testimonials, and now you know how to do it, and you build the skill set. But number one is confidence.